Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an unboxing slash first impression slash one brand tutorial using the new Wet n Wild Midnight Mermaid Fall Collection. I'm so excited to show you guys this. I love it. I think you guys are gonna love it too. So yeah, all I used on my face to create this look was just Wet n Wild. They're drugstore, they're completely cruelty free, and they're almost 100% vegan. That is their goal. So that is amazing to have that in the drugstore and to have an affordable brand like that. So go Wet n Wild, you guys are awesome. This video is sponsored by them, so thank you so much to Wet n Wild. And yeah, if you would like to see this new collection, me unbox it and review it and go through it, swatches, everything, and if you would like to see a tutorial on this look using the collection, then just keep on watching. So here is the Midnight Mermaid Collection. This is what the box looks like. So you have 3 metallic liquid eyeliners, and then you have 4 metallic liquid eyeshadows, which is awesome. And then you have down here your, where'd mine go? Oh, it's the one I'm wearing. So here is the liquid cat suits. So these are your matte metallic lipsticks, and this is the one I'm wearing now. It is that one, and it's called Harper a Crush. So this is the collection, and I'm just going to go through and swatch them now. I'm going to go ahead and start with the metallic liners first. So this is in the shade Sea Symmetry, and this is the beautiful green teal shade, and this has a lot of sparkle and shimmer to it. This is the one that I'm wearing on my eyes in this look. The next one is called Sea Dreams, and it's a beautiful, like, deep blue. So this one is a little bit more sheer. I'm having to build it up. So that is that one. And then we have the gray shade, which is called Trident's Shimmer. Trident's what? This is like a really deep gray tone. So they're definitely not the opacest liners. You do have to build it up. They do have a little bit of transparency to them. Next, I will do the shadows. So this is called Aquatic Prism, and I will do this right here. Ooh. That one is beautiful. That is what I'm wearing on my eyelids. The next one is called Moonlight Majesty. This one looks crazy. Oh my goodness. That is stunning. So it's like a purpley pink, but it has like a brown like undercoat. It's so weird. It's like a million different colors. Next one is called Mysterious Nights. This is more of like a taupey shade. Oh my god. Are you guys like seeing these right now? These are very pigmented and super shimmery and just gorgeous. So the last one is the Emerald Green. This is Laura's necklace. But who is Laura? And it almost has like a little bit of gold in it. It's not like a true green. So those are the metallic liquid eyeshadows. And now moving on to the metallic matte lipsticks. These are the liquid cat suits. So this is in the shade that I have on my lips now. And this is in Harbor a Crush. And that's just a beautiful metallic, deep dark plum almost. Next is Coral Crown. This is a beautiful like deep copper. It doesn't have that much shimmer to it, so this is a lot more on the wearable side. I think these two are compared to the next two. So this is Sirens Jewel. I'm running out of space here, so I'm just gonna put that right here. Oh man, that is beautiful as well. That is like a forest green. Kind of crazy to put on the lips, but yo, if you want to do that, then do it. And then the last of the liquid cat suits, we have Sea Seduction, which is our blue. And so I'm just gonna put that right here. This looks like the deep part of the ocean. It's beautiful. So I can definitely tell that these were inspired by like the jewel tones of like the midnight sea. And then last but not least, we have the Wet n Wild highlighting bar in Moonlight Moon. So this is what it looks like. It's really pretty. It looks like a fish scale or something. It's beautiful, and obviously I am wearing it today in this look, and whew. This collection is being sold on Ulta.com and WetnWild.com, where you can get the collection box for $34.99, and then on September 1st it will start hitting retail stores. So I think that's all I have to say about this collection. If you would like to see me now apply it all over my face, then just keep on watching. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and enjoy the tutorial. I'm gonna start off with the Wet n Wild Coverall Primer, and I really like this. It's like a lighter formula. This doesn't feel too greasy or silicone-y. It's like the perfect in-between primer. For foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in Soft Beige. I think this is my color. I do have some leftover self-tan on. I do really like this foundation. It has pretty good coverage. I would say it's like medium buildable, and it has no flashback, which is great for, obviously, photos. So yeah, let's just apply that. I think I'm going to be using my sponge dry sponge thing. So I'm just going to kind of dot this all over my face. So now I'm just going to blend this into the skin with bouncing motions like this. This color actually isn't bad at all. It's just like a little bit more orangey than my tan. My tan is always a little bit more green than all my foundations. It's really frustrating. I need some olive undertoned foundations. If you guys have any good cruelty-free foundations that are like olive-y toned or like have a greener undertone, I feel like that's gonna be hard to find, but I don't normally have that kind of undertone, but when I'm self-tanned, a lot of the self-tans have green undertones, so you see my problem. Now I'm gonna go in with the Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. And I feel like my face is actually a little bit darker than my body, so let's just go ahead and lighten that up, and then we can, I don't know, even it out with bronzer or something. To set the concealer in place so it doesn't crease, I'm going to take a mixture of both of the powders from their contour palettes, which I love. I especially love the warmer one with the yellow powder because it's like a beautiful banana powder. And I'm also going to take a little bit of the lighter one just to brighten it up. See how much it just brightened that whole area? Oh, I love it. And I'm using the, that doesn't have a name on it, but I'm using this little brush to do so. And now to set the like the perimeter of my face, I always go in with like more of a setting powder, and so I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Press Powder. Mine broke and I was so sad, and now they sent me a new one, so I'm so happy. So I'm using this big powder brush and just kind of setting the rest of my face. And I always kind of powder the neck too, because I usually bronze down the neck, and I think it just helps it to go on more smoothly and it not look choppy, because if you didn't like set down the foundation, the bronzer would stick to the wet kind of not set foundation, and then it would look all choppy and, you know, not good. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in with the color Icon. I've never used this before. This is in Bikini Contest, and I just got it. I'm about to open it right now, and yeah. Note to any future creators, always have your shit opened before you start filming so you don't waste pointless time opening stuff. Okay, so it has a sheen, or like a little bit of a, it's not completely matte is what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna use the same powder brush and just dip into that and just start bronzing up my cheeks. Wow. Ooh, that's really subtle and so pretty. Also gonna go along the temples and the forehead with the bronzer just to even out everything, so you're not just bronzed in one place. Down the neck too. Now that I'm nice and bronzed up, I really like that. You can barely even see this sheen. It pretty much looks matte. It just looks like a healthy matte. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the contour palette that I mentioned before. This one is in Dulce de Leche. I love that name. It's like French as So I'm going to take this shade with my, again, it doesn't have a name, but it's just this angled contour brush, and I'm just going to go into the contour or the hollows of my cheekbones and chisel those out, because you know how we do in 2017. And then I'm going to go over it with the powder brush just to kind of tone it down, because we don't want it to be too in your face. I mean, we do, but like not Not like that. I'm gonna do highlighting and blush later on after I do my eyes, because I feel like if I get fallout anywhere, I don't wanna like get fallout and then highlight the fallout, you know? I've done that before and I realized that just doing the bronzer and then waiting to do highlight and blush afterwards is best, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna go to brows now, and I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. I've never used this before, and it has a little tweezers and a little angled brush as well. I'm not gonna use that one. I'm going to use this one instead because it's smaller and I just like it better. I'm gonna first go into the wax and just kind of like put all the hairs down where I want them. Then I'm gonna go into the dark shade first, and I'm gonna go onto the outside just to kind of like define the brow. I'm gonna start on this one, I guess. Oh baby, this is dark. Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna start drawing my shape. I'm gonna start on the top and just do light strokes. Then when you start getting into this area right here, you just want to use less product and a little bit of a lighter hand and just like more brush-like strokes. Maybe you could even turn your brush from sideways to like upwards, so then you can just kind of like go like that and make the color a little bit more dispersed and natural looking. And then wipe off your brush and go into the lighter brown and just kind of do the same thing. Just go along here, just twist your brush, do little hair strokes, and yeah, that's about it. So the brows are on. They are looking pretty dark, but I'm liking that because I'm probably gonna do a darker look since these shades are fall shades and they're kind of supposed to be darker jewel tones. So I'm just going to set my eyebrows down and then move on to the eyes. This is the Mega Clear Brow Gel. So I'm just zooming you into my eye now, and I'm going to prime with my, what is this? The Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. And I'm just taking that on a brush here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that all over. For my first crease transition shade, I'm going to go in with this shade right here from the Wet n Wild All Natural Nude Awakening palette, and hey! And I'm just taking that on a fluffy brush. And I actually think I'm going to go in with a little bit of tape just to get a defined line. I usually never do this after I do my foundation, but I've seen people do it and it doesn't completely ruin it, so I'm going to try it. I'm just running that from the outer V to the inner corner, just kind of lightly using circular motions to buff it out. I want this to be nice and blended. Now from the same palette, I'm going to take this shade right here. I'm pretty much going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to keep it a little bit lower, so not take this as high. Just hug the crease and just go back and forth and blend it out. Now I'm going to go in with the black in the palette, and I'm going to take that on a flat concealer brush and just pack that all over the lid. I am going to cover my cheek just so I don't risk getting any black fallout on my face, because that would suck. I should have done my eyes first, but I'm not smart. Now I'm going to take my blending brush with no additional product on it, and I'm just going to lightly blend out the edges of the black so it's not like super harsh. I do want to focus a little bit more of the black on the outer corner though, because that is where it's going to be the darkest. So I'm just going to pack that on. This is a little bit of a different blending brush. It's more dense, it's more of a shadow packing brush, but it's still soft enough and fluffy enough to be a blending brush too. Nice and smoky. Now with a clean or semi-clean blending brush, I'm just going to take this kind of flesh tone cream shade and just blend out right up under the brow, right in here. I don't want this to be too dark because since it's a smoky eye, it's already pretty dark. I just want to brighten this area up a little bit. Because originally I was going to do a cut crease and I wanted it to be nice and dark up there, but now that I changed it to a black smoky eye or like a emerald blue smoky eye, which you will see, I'm not going to do that anymore. So for the lid, I'm so excited to put this on. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Metallic Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade Aquatic Prism. It's a beautiful teal blue with green and purple reflex in it and glittery goodness, and it's so beautiful. It comes on a doe foot applicator. Let's just hope that this works. I'm pretty nervous to apply this. It actually has a lot on it, and I think I'm not going to use the doe foot applicator. Actually, I think I will just for the lid, and then I will use a different brush to kind of blend it out. Wish me luck. Oh my goodness. Ah! I've never tried the Stila Magnificent Metals, but I imagine that these are like kind of the same thing, just a drugstore version. I don't know. And then from there, I'm gonna take a brush like this and just kind of blend it out into the crease. This dries and sets pretty quickly, so you have to work pretty fast to blend it out if you want to go for a blended look and not a cut crease look. So now you're thinking, Alison, that kind of looks like shit because it looks like a cut crease, and that's not what we're going for. And that's what I said too. And so we're going to take our Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette, and we're gonna take this shade right here, the definer shade. And it's like a beautiful duochrome, and we're gonna take that on a fluffy brush, the one that we used to put that, and we're going to put that right in the crease, and it's just going to help blend that out. And then once that's blended, I'm gonna go back with a little bit more and just intensify some of the areas that got a little bit blended away. Then when it comes to the outer V again, we're just gonna add more black to the outer V and blend that into that liquid shadow. And then switching back over to this brush and blending out the edges. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do liner with this, but I think I am, just to use the collection up. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner Metallic Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Sea Symmetry. Symmetry? You'd think it's symmetry, but it's symmetry. Liner turned out really good. I didn't think you were gonna be able to see it that well against the blue glitter, but up close you actually can definitely tell a difference between the colors, and I think they just complement each other so well. They're so mermaidy, so it's like perfect. And now I'm just going to move on to the lower lash line. I'm going to line my waterline with some black liner, and I'm also gonna put that on my my tight line as well. I'm using this little brush to just smudge this out with absolutely no product on it. I'm just using the liner alone. And then I will put a shadow on top of it to blend it out even more because we don't want it to be too dark. Now I'm gonna grab this shade again and blend the underneath, or blend out that black liner. For lashes, I'm going to use these ones, obviously by Wet n Wild. These are called Shredding the Fringe. Come on. Now that the lashes are on, I really think these are pretty. The band is so flexible that it doesn't even feel like I'm wearing lashes. So if you're not a fan of like really thick bands, then these would be a great option. I'm just going to blend in my real lashes into the fake ones with Lash Renegade. This is the Wet n Wild Mascara, and look at this packaging. Like, this is so sick. To highlight my inner corner and my brow bone, I'm going to be taking Don't Steal My Thunder. It's like a little trio, and I'm just going to be taking the brow bone shade, which is the lightest kind of shimmery white. And I don't want to take too much because I don't want it to be too overpowering. I just want the tiniest little pop of something right there. Ooh, yeah, okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Give it to me. Yes, and then I'm also going to put that right here. So back to the face, I'm gonna be using blush, and this is Mellow Wine. If you guys remember Mellow Wine from back in the day, this is an oldie but a goodie. I used to love this blush. This is what it looks like. It's just a beautiful everyday, like this goes with everything. So I'm just gonna use a small amount. I wish I had a more cool toned blush, but I don't. Actually, this one's kind of cool tone, so I might use a little bit of this one too. So let's just get a little bit of this on. Actually, that's kind of pretty. Maybe I'll just stick with this. No, I'm gonna layer it. This one does have pretty big chunky sparkles in it, so I'm not really a fan. Oh, it's actually pretty though. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna put that right on the apples. And then for highlighting, I have a new highlighter in the collection. This is Midnight Moon. It's a highlighting bar, which I love because it's like super huge and you get so much product, like you never get out of this. This is such a beautiful color. It reminds me literally exactly of like a mermaid scale. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do this one first. So this is something I've never used before. This is Precious Pearls, and this is, or Precious Petals. You've probably seen it before. I've actually never used these because I've never found them. They just don't carry them in my CVS or Walgreens around me. Don't know what that's about. I'm going to use a stippling brush to highlight, and I'm just going to apply that to the tops of my... Oh, that is so pretty. Oh man, oh man. I really wasn't expecting that, but oh, that's gorgeous. Well, I definitely just found my new favorite highlighter. So I'm just gonna drench myself in this real quick. I'm gonna go above the brow. Okay, I just turned my brightness down a little bit, so now you can kind of see me shining a little bit more. Oh! Cheers, Wet n Wild, for making that freaking highlighter. Last but not least is lips, and I'm excited because I get to use one of the new collection items. So this is the Liquid Catsuit Megalast Metallic Matte lipstick. So it's metallic, but it's also matte. I probably wouldn't normally wear this type. Ow, I literally just hit myself. I probably would not wear this shade with this eye look especially, but I only have 4 options to choose from, and I could go with a blue or a green, but I already wore a blue lipstick recently in a video, so I don't want to do the same thing. I'm going to use this shade, and it is in Harbor a Crush. I also want to mention this shade because it is the only non-vegan item in the collection, so if you are a cruelty-free beauty blogger who only uses vegan products, then this is a heads up for you to not get this one in the collection, or just don't buy the whole entire collection. Yeah, skip out on this shade, but I'm going to use it just because I have it with me. I feel like this would go the best with this look without using a cool toned. So here we go. Ooh. So first thing I noticed is that the wand is like a doe foot applicator, but it's like kind of like curved to like really fit the contour of your lips. I don't know, it's really cool. I kind of like it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like a little, yeah, there we go. It's got like a little seat on the end. Oh, this shade is beautiful. Since I'm not going in with a liner first because it didn't have a liner that came with it, I'm just going to use a little brush like this. It's not technically a lip brush, I don't think. It's a little bit wider than a normal lip brush that I would use, but it'll definitely work. So I'm just going to use this to get those crisp edges, make sure it looks nice and perfect, because this is kind of hard to do that with. Last step is to set it all in place, so I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. It has kind of a more harsh pump, so I would hold it really far back, but it has like a really good spritz. So this is the final result and look. I love it. It's super dark and vampy and it's more like winter. I love it. I think the blue tones, the sparkly, the green, the emerald, the freaking metallic goodness, like I'm eating this up. Thank you again to Wet n Wild, and thank you to you guys. I wouldn't even be able to be in the position to have these awesome sponsorships if it wasn't for you guys clicking my videos and watching them. So thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.